And a good morning to you. It is April 13th, and this is Daily Cards Live, presented by Mugginash St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of St. Louis. I'm Joe Roderick. He's Bob Ramsey. Cardinals win last night 6-5, and Rammer for the first time in over 3,800 days, I believe 3855 to be exact. Albert Pujols hit a home run in a St. Louis Cardinal uniform at Busch Stadium, and here is what that was like.
Lejos, profundo, jardín izquierdo, para atrás el jardinero, más atrás el jardinero, más atrás la pelota. Albert Pujols está de regreso en San Luis. La máquina, regresa a casa.
There's Polo Asensio, our friend on the call with 880 La Tremenda. Rammer, that was just so cool to see.
Polo mi amigo, muy bueno. That is so much fun, and I love the joy in his voice. You had mentioned this before we lit this thing up that it just makes you smile. You don't even have to know the words, understand Spanish, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm so happy the Cardinals are doing that for the Hispanic community, and Polo is brilliant at what he does.
He absolutely is, and to know the relationship he and Benji have with the players too on the team makes them. I mean, very. I mean, we have when you look at. I've said this many times. I'll say it again before we get in the actual game. Just having the guys that we have on the radio call, having the guys that we have on the TV call, and then you add the Spanish broadcast to that, whether you listen to it or not. St. Louis is so lucky to have the announcer teams that we have calling Cardinal games. And then we can, take that even up a notch to Blues. And Rammer, I know you're not going to take this compliment, but even Billikens with you and Earl on the call. It's a wonderful broadcasting town that we have.
You tempered it by saying, and even the Billikens. So that made it an okay. but it's really, really 75 years at least of broadcasting excellence. When you go back to Harry Carey and Jack Buck and Joe Garagiola, Buddy Blattner with the Browns, who was, I don't know if you're aware of his work. If you can find any of it, he had a voice like rich syrup. It was got a beautiful voice and a wonderful man. And then you start going through the whole litany. We could do a whole show on the history of St. Louis broadcasting.
The Rams broadcast. I mean, look what they had. So
you got Dan Kelly and Bob Starr with football. All the way. We've just been so fortunate. And what's really been good about. What's been fascinating about our broadcast community, the greatness begets more great broadcasters. And you can go from who you mentioned to Dan McLaughlin, a local guy who grew up with all these people, John Rooney from Southwest Missouri, but Cardinal Country and heard Jack and Harry and all those guys. Chris Kerber, a local guy, sort of from the Dan Kelly tree, and on. And I mean, I could go on and on. It's just, we're just so lucky.
Well, those guys like Danny Mack and John Rooney, they called many Albert Pujols home runs 10 years ago, and to hear both of them on the call for it yesterday, it was cool. And I mentioned it, after Thursday's game, just seeing him in the batter's box and just the ovation that Albert got yesterday, and that too. I mean, it kind of overshadowed Nolan Arenado's home run that he hit just a pitch before that to put the Cardinals up 2-0, and then Albert puts them up 3-0. It really Albert's game yesterday and what he did, kind of taking you back 15 years. Kind of overshadowed. I mean, Nolan Arenado, player of the week for the first weekend of the season, and then just took off right there on Tuesday with another game, and even a foul ball he hit yesterday was one of the loudest hit balls of the day.
The Cardinals had a little bit of bad hitting luck. Tommy Edman got robbed, and it's not luck when a player makes a diving play on you, but Edmonds is hitting the ball hard, and that he moved up in the lineup. They felt like he's hot. They like the matchups. They moved him up. He delivered. Mr. Doubles, Edmonds gets another double. The two guys in the middle, of course, Kisner comes through. We know he's going to play. He's going to start at least 40 games. Wouldn't you agree, Joe? And if Kisner can just hold his own, I know he expects more out of himself. Really nice post-game interview. Really classy young man, Kisner. He can hold his own. The lineup's going to be lengthened. It's going to be pretty good, especially if the DH spot kind of anchors. It's kind of that balance point between the top half and the bottom half.
Jim Edmonds was talking about it last night on the broadcast about Kisner's kind of commitment to the game, dedication to the game, that he went down and played winter ball. And Edmonds was talking about the fact that in all of his years around baseball, that it's been a long time that he has seen a non-Latino veteran go down and play winter ball. And I think it has a lot to do with Kisner only getting one game a week last year and wanting to keep those at-bats fresh. And you saw the power was there last year. If you look at Kisner's numbers and you look at his OPS compared to his batting average last year, when he puts the ball in play, he hits it hard and he finds the gaps when he does hit or finds his way over the wall. So Kisner is a very good hitter who just doesn't get opportunities because of who he's behind. And as he gets more opportunities, hopefully we start to see that bat and know that the Cardinals might be in good hands for years to come when Yadi hangs it up.
Well, it was a good game, and I'm certainly hopeful that that's correct. But the Cardinals really like him. For a guy to figure out a way to keep his game sharp when basically he hadn't played for 2 years. Hats off to Kisner. Absolutely.
Dakota Hudson with the start yesterday. 4 innings, allowed 3 runs, allowed a home run. Allowed the home run to Michael A. Taylor in the game. Also Salvador Perez too with a home run, as that 3-0 lead quickly evaporated in the second. But he went out there in the 3rd and 4th inning and more shutdown baseball again for Dakota Hudson before handing things over to Jordan Hicks. And you and I debated on this yesterday about the way to use Jordan Hicks, and my theory about, if you could get Hudson through 4 and start Jordan Hicks fresh, you give him the 5th and 6th and you stop him right there. And it looks like that was the formula the Cardinals decided to go with.
Yeah, sure was. And Hicks was brilliant. He was the pitching star of the night, in my view. He was terrific. And we just, every time he goes out, fingers crossed. So with that pitch count, when he does get another start, when his turn comes up, can he give you, can he get the 50 pitches, or do you want to take it real nice and easy? And I think the key is, and Marmol talked about this, the key is stress innings. And as long as he's throwing free and easy and not overworking or overstressing his arm, you let it grow out and let's see what we have.
You saw Nick Wittgren come in yesterday. A little bit of a struggle there. He also gave up a home run to Salvador Perez, but pitched an inning. Genesis Cabrera comes in, and I'm sorry, it was Cabrera that gave up the home run to Perez. And then Gallegos, though, in the 9th comes down and shuts it down. His second game finished of the season, but his first save of the year. It'd be nice if the Cardinals could just go 162 with the same closer the entire year. It would be lovely to see that, and so much less stressful to watch games.
Yeah, I doubt that's going to happen based on Ollie's comments in spring training. It doesn't appear that's going to be the case. It seems like he's out of the school of whatever a middle to late part of the game is a high leverage situation. He'll try and use his best guy. So I anticipate there'll be some games where you and I will talk about the Cardinals blowing a save with a Wittgren or somebody late and saying, how'd they get into that position? So I assume, and it's good for our show, that there's going to be that debate all year long.
We hope that there's baseball today. Forecast does not look like it's going to allow it, which will rob us of quite a pitching matchup, quite a battery that you would expect to see today, because the projected starters for today are Adam Wainwright and Zach Greinke. Over 400 wins between the two of them in their careers, and you would expect, after Yadi's day off yesterday and Perez DHing yesterday, you would expect Yadi to be behind the plate catching Wainwright, and you would expect Perez to be behind the plate catching Zach Greinke. I don't know if you will find a better, or I guess a more prestigious two batteries going against each other in baseball this season.
Yeah, I think you're right. And the other interesting thing about that matchup is that I saw it tweeted a little earlier this morning that Ollie last night said that Pujols will start against Greinke. So the thought that it was going to be a strict lefty-righty platoon is apparently out the window. And I mentioned it yesterday or Monday. It'll be interesting if Pujols can grab at bats away from Dickerson. Not that they're in a competition. That's not my point. But steal bats away from the left-handed hitter and get more of a 50-50 split of the DH rather than a 70-30, probably more like a 75-25 split with the DH spot. And if he does, it tells me that they like the way he's swinging the bat. And if the Cardinals like the way Albert's swinging the bat, I think we're all going to be happy.
In his career, Albert Pujols is 14 for 49 against Zach Greinke for a .286 batting average. That includes 1 home run and 6 doubles. So it is a guy that Albert Pujols and Zach Greinke, they have seen a lot of each other over the years. One of the I would say one of the top 15, top 20, as I'm looking at the stats here, guys that Zach Greinke has faced over his career.
Yeah, some of those things are interesting, but I don't know how important they are. Albert today is not the same guy getting at bats against him 10 years ago. So, but it does make a point that at one point in his career, he demolished everybody, right hand, left hand, ambidextrous, facing an octopus. It doesn't matter. He destroyed everybody. So, and I think it'd be fun to talk to Ollie, where you could just have a conversation about all the factors they take into it. And what would be very enlightening, and I would like to see from Ollie, and I think we will, based on opening day and what we would expect to see today, is sometimes I'm going to go with my gut. Sometimes I'm going to say, the guy's swinging the bat good, I'm going to put him in there. And I think that's absolutely reasonable. I know the advanced metrics people shudder. They break out in a cold sweat, call the doctor for more medicine when that happens. But I hope we see it.
When the Cardinals, after today, will go up to Milwaukee. They are on the road for the next 12 days. They won't be back until April 25th. But when they do come back by popular demand, the Puffy Vest giveaway returns to Busch Stadium Friday, April 29th, when the Birds host the Diamondbacks. And that night, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home their own Puffy Vest, courtesy of Bear. Great seats still remain. Get yours today at cardinals.com/promotions. This has been another episode of Daily Cards Live, presented by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and Rammer, also your friends at Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri, where better service means better banking. Just give them a call, 314-212-1500. Royal Banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Stay safe out there today. Hopefully we get baseball, but rain or shine, we will be back tomorrow to get you set for the 4-game series up in Milwaukee against the Brewers. For Bob Ramsey, I'm Joe Roderick. This has been Daily Cards Live, presented by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri, right here on ClaibsOnline.com.
St. Louis Acura is the only Acura dealer in the nation to win the Precision Team Award for 30 years. How do we do it? By making you, our customers, our #1 priority. As others increase their fees and take advantage of limited inventory, we keep our prices low because we remain committed to becoming better than ever and treating you as we want to be treated. We want you coming back and sending your friends and family to a veteran-owned, family-based business you can trust. St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.